the 5 best places to live in Asheville, North Carolina. Why live anywhere else? Hey, I'm Beth Schadler with Tried and True Realty powered by eXp, and we are living in Asheville, and we explore what it's like to live, eat, work, sleep, play in Asheville, North Carolina. Hit that little subscribe button, click that little bell, and you will be alerted every time we make a new video for you. Number 1 on the list is Montfort. Now this is on the National Register of Historic Places. There are old homes here built from anywhere from 1890 to 1920. They all exude character and charm and probably have some creaky floors as well. They have big front porches that used to be used during the tuberculosis days as a place to go and sit and breathe. Asheville used to be known as a place to get fresh air in the mountains. And you can see this history right before your eyes in historic Montford. There are beautiful places to walk, and there's a community garden called Montfort Gardens where people can get together and plant things and work in the soil together. There's this wonderful just neighborhood community charm feeling. It's also really close to downtown, but a world away. And if you look at the map, it's really only less than a mile to the heart of downtown. You'll have access to Trader Joe's and Green Life, which is a natural food store, and Harris Teeter, all within like just a few minutes of walking distance. In Montford, there's also a big amphitheater where the Montford Park players present Shakespeare in the park, and in the summertime it is the most fun to bring some wine and some snacks and watch Shakespeare in the park. Montfort is also home to the Montfort Arts Festival, where they close down the street called Montfort, and they have lots of different artists and music come to life. There's a great Jamaican restaurant called 9 Mile, which really brings the authentic flavors of the Caribbean out, and they have wonderful gluten-free options, and a coffee shop that I absolutely adore called All Day Darling. There's so much to offer there, all while being in the Asheville City School District. Number 2, North Asheville. Easily accessible for the most part, just down Merriman, which can get a little crazy sometimes, but North Asheville has a beautiful lake called Beaver Lake right there, which you can walk all the way around, and it is a hop, skip, and a jump from downtown Asheville. Now the lake there is not one that you can jump in and take a summer dip in, but you can get a fishing license and take a canoe out on it. I think they even rent them right there. There are many neighborhoods in North Asheville, too many to name actually, but the most famous ones are the Grove Park Sunset, which is near the Grove Park Inn, and of course, due to its name, has beautiful sunsets on the side of a mountain. There's Beaver Dam, and there's Lakeview Park, which is elegant and full of grace in a neighborhood from 1920. In North Asheville, you'll see a lot of mixed architecture, from colonials to Tudors to Spanish-style homes and Cape Cod homes. There's a mix of price levels as well. You're close to UNCA as well, the University of North Carolina in Asheville, where there's lots of programs and summer concerts as well, and if you have a child that might be going there, even better. We have the Asheville Country Club, the Grove Park Inn right there, the Hop Ice Cream Store, great barbecue places. It's also really close to Asheville Pizza and Brewing, which is a Asheville iconic place to see movies while you eat pizza and have some beer. You'll often see North Asheville in a lot of movies, like Sandra Bullock's 28 Days, where they rented a house on Kimberly Avenue and they filmed a movie out of there. Number 3, the River Arts District, otherwise known as RAD. Now this is a new hip place full of digital nomads and young professionals of all sorts. There's an older home population there too, not the people, the homes. And then there's newer builds like condos and apartments and really modern homes that are up on stilts all over the place. So it's a really eclectic crew, but it's also just really kind of has that industrial feel, a little bit of that hipster vibe. You'll see old warehouses that have been converted into art galleries and studios that you can visit. There's a place where 20 different buildings have been combined, and they're all just full of studios and artists who are open to showing you exactly what they're doing, even during their process of making their specific art. This is also a place to come and see Asheville's graffiti. It is everywhere down there, and it's really, truly its own art form. You'll see it in murals and all over the sides of the warehouses and buildings in that area. It's fun to pose in front of and just check out. Usually there's some political message or some sort of story that's implied throughout the art. So with the amount of warehouses and its slow conversion, you can see things that have a little bit more of an industrial feel down there. There might be glass on the ground, or there's train tracks going through there, and it just has that like rustic kind of cool vibe. In the Rad, you'll find 12 Bones Barbecue, which is now super famous because Obama came to visit and that's where he went. It's always busy and it has the most delicious barbecue I've ever tasted in my life. You'll see Ultra Coffee Bar, which is a hip, cool place to hang out and maybe even work from for the afternoon. And then you will be able to walk along the river walk. French Broad River is right down there and it's so fun. It has this big long walk all along it. So it's a great place to bring a bike or just meet a friend and hang out for a little bit. If you're up for a glass of wine, there's a new place called Bottle Riot, which is a cool wine bar. Or if you want to catch the music, the Salvage Station on the weekends typically has big shows and it's so much fun. It's like a little outdoor music festival when it's warm. Otherwise, they have a really nice indoor space as well. So the River Arts District is a place where if you are tubing down the French Broad River, which is really popular in the summertime, there's lots of different places to take out in that area. There's a really famous place called White Duck Taco, which makes all kinds of non-traditional tacos, like Jamaican jerk chicken tacos or Korean tacos. It's absolutely delicious. There's also the Smoky Park Supper Club, which hosts big events and locals. So if you're a local, you can get a membership there. If not, then find a local. So the Rad is really an extension of West Asheville in a sense. It's taken that vibe from West Asheville and translated it and extended it over to the River Arts District. It's new, it's hip, it's fun, it's cool. Number 4, Haw Creek. We're now going over to the east side of Asheville. Haw Creek is a pretty large area, and I wouldn't necessarily call it a subdivision or a neighborhood because it's comprised of many different smaller neighborhoods in a sense. Home prices range from starter to luxury, so there's a big variation in there. It has a lot of land in this area because it used to be old farming territory and filled with cows and goats and chickens and things like that. But as Asheville expanded, people started building more homes in this area. It's beautiful because it's so close to the Blue Ridge Parkway. You have trails that you can access from Haw Creek to the Blue Ridge Parkway to the Mountain to Sea Trail, and you can just keep on walking as far as you want to walk. It has a great community feel. There is a community center, community garden, event space. There's a pool that you can get a membership to, which is so fun. They have like music pumping all season and the lifeguards are there, and it just takes me back to my childhood and it's great. There's also a 0 entry pool for the young people. There are 2 elementary schools in Haw Creek and a French restaurant called the Rendezvous, which has wonderful French food. And it's kind of like a local haunt. It's easy to get a reservation there typically, and the people are so kind and the food is perfect. Number 5, Biltmore Lake. Biltmore Lake is a master plan community. It has over 1,000 acres in the neighborhood and over 600 homes. And in the middle of it all is Biltmore Lake, which is 62 acres of lake. There are hiking trails around it, which really kind of go up and through the woods and back around. And they provide canoes and kayaks for summer enjoyment. There's even spots to camp there. So if you had a home in Biltmore Lake and you're like, let's go camping for the weekend, you can just go right there in your neighborhood, which I find pretty dang cool. There's a clubhouse in the center of it all where they host many events throughout the season and tennis courts and lots of other different amenities. Biltmore Lake is located on the west side in between Candler and Asheville in a place called Inca. It's easily accessible to most places, south and west, and a great little community. Biltmore Lake is a little bit different because it's so planned and executed. The other neighborhoods that we've talked about have developed slowly throughout the years or have been a staple of Asheville since the beginning. Now, we've only touched on a few different neighborhoods, and there's a lot more to explore. I'm happy to do that, and we'll be making more videos about other neighborhoods, but these are the top 5 that I think are incredible places to be. We help people move to Asheville all the time. It's our absolute joy. So give us a call, shoot us an email, and we'd be glad to help walk you through the process. Hit that subscribe button and click that little bell so that you can be alerted every time we make new and interesting videos that you want to see. Until then, ciao for now.